All right, man, take us through that because you didn't have to do a ton of work, just 5 minutes. But were you surprised that ended after the first round, or did you know early on that you had hurt him and that you probably want to get out of there?
Yeah, I knew that first kick. I think it was the first or second kick that hurt him because I felt him, underneath when I kept putting it on him and forcing him to push off of it. And that was a hard grinding pace the first 5, and that's what I wanted to do because I felt him, slowly, losing that energy and me just getting to more dominant positions. But it takes a while to get to that. You don't just get to go land big shots right away. You have to wear these guys out, and then you can set the pace and fight your fight. And so that's kind of, it took a little longer than I wanted getting to those positions. But, he's a former Division I wrestler. He's beat really good guys in wrestling. That's what people don't understand is that guy was a really good Division I wrestler. So for me to go out there and dominate a former Division I wrestler like that, I think that speaks to my wrestling ability.
So you kicked him early and possibly broke it, I guess, probably, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we saw him walk past a few minutes ago. It looked like that's where he's headed towards.
Yeah.
And then on the ground, you're saying you could tell that he was struggling with that left arm. Positions on the ground.
Yeah, making him forced to get up, push up off of it, and that's what we wanted to do anyway. Is force him to get up, force a guy to get up, force a guy to work up, and then when you slowly make a guy do that, he's gonna will. And he's going to start to feel your pressure, and that's when, everything I talked about is pressure, 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 and that consistent just going forward and, making a guy work, that's when that starts to happen. But it takes a little bit, and it might not be the most exciting for a little bit, but then you really can open up fights that way.
That's what I was going to ask you. I mean, it doesn't look as sexy, I guess, on TV when the rounds, in between rounds, and they're like, yeah, this guy won now.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as you're concerned, you followed the game plan to a T.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic result for you.
Yeah, and me and Robbie Lawler, Kami Barzini, and Henry Hooft, really I worked on the right kick. We went back, looked at tape, and we knew that body kick was going to be there. And we spent the last, few weeks of really dialing that in, and then throwing our right hand, right kick to our right hand, and then getting to the takedown. And I threw that right kick and obviously hurt him. And then got to my takedown. I wanted to wear on him earlier rather than later, and that's where we got to.
How much does that change, I guess, kind of what you bring to the table going forward? Because now guys are going to have to look for that more and more often from you now.
Yeah. Like I said, I have a lot more tools, than just wrestling. And when I kick people, it hurts, I got strong legs, and when I hit you on the ground, when I elbow you, when I connect with my punches, it hurts you. And I've said that before, but I think the biggest thing is everything's starting to slow down for me finally, and really just enjoying it in there and seeing a kick like that right away, just by a little fake, and then landing that kick and hurting them and taking them out of the fight. So for me, it was just getting to my good positions, following the game plan, and making guys work till they're exhausted, and then taking over fights.
We talked the other day about sort of the long layoff that you had to go through to get to this fight tonight with the contract renegotiation and everything else that went along with it. How quickly now do you want to get back in there, and do you have any kind of sense of what's next for you? Because I know you said, let me get through this guy first,
yeah,
and then we start thinking about the names after that.
Yeah, I know Bellator has a few events coming up here, and I know that's fast, and I don't know what the cards look like, if they're already full or not. But
you've been to Hawaii before?
Yeah, I have been there. I wrestled out there my senior year, so I wouldn't mind going out there.
Make sure. Nice Christmas present.
It is. So make sure everything in my body is all good, get cleared, and then I don't know if they have something that makes sense. That would be fun to go out there, especially I'm in shape. Nothing's really hurt, and so it'd be nice to fight again. And
you don't care who it's against?
No, I just want to make sure that it's a guy that you keep climbing, that it's a fight that keeps taking you higher in those rankings. And I think it proved tonight, just like I said, EJ's fought a lot of guys. Hardly any guys have finished him. Maybe one guy, and he's on a 5-fight winning streak. And, I went out there and I landed a kick and then dominated him on the ground. And like I said before, a former Division I wrestler. I went to University of Missouri, a great wrestling school, and that's what I did. So, I feel comfortable, and I'm just ready to get back in there and fight, and we'll see what Bellator has in store.